So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at taking the code that we created and creating us a little interface where we can utilize the tools that we just created rather than coming in here to our macro manager and selecting uh, those options here in the delete text and select text macros. So what we're going to do here is we're in our macro manager, and to get to the macro manager we go to Tools, Macros, Macro Manager. Okay, we're going to create a new macro project, and we're going to call it My User Form. Okay, and you can see here there's our new project. So we're going to right click, or we're going to open this up, and we're going to right click and choose Edit. And you can see here there is the My User Form project. So we're going to right click there and we're going to insert a user form. And you see right here it says user form 1. Well, we're going to change that under our caption option by first user form. So there we go. So it's going to say my first user form. And this is our toolbox where we can add some controls. If you don't see the toolbox, let's just close it out. If you don't see the toolbox, you go to the View menu and we will choose Toolbox. And in the toolbox, if we hover over, you see where it says Command button. That's a little tooltip. And we could drag over a command button. Okay. So there's our command button. Now I don't want this button to actually say anything. So it's not going to have any text because it's going to be a small little button. So it's not going to be able to say anything. Okay, so there we go. And I'm just going to create another command button. It's basically going to be the same size as my first one. And same thing. We're just going to delete it. And it's not going to have any text at all. Okay, so now we have two buttons. So the first one, it says Command Button 1, which is fine. But I'm just going to shorten that to CMD. So CMD 1 and CMD 2. We don't have to do that. I just chose to do that. Okay. So now one thing we do need, because we don't have no way to know what this button actually is and does, is we need to be able to change our tooltip. So when we hover over it, we'll be able to see what it actually does. So there's a function down here called tooltip, and then we can say select text, and then down here we will choose delete text. Okay, so we're selecting text and we're deleting it. So now what I want to do is I want to go back up to my global macros here, and we're going to view the code of those macros. So there is my select text macro. So we're going to copy that, just the actual macro portion of it, and then we're going to come back down here to my user form and open up that user form and click on the command button 1, which is select text. And we're going to right click and choose view code, and you see here there is the command button, and we're going to copy that text in. And so now that button now has a function. Okay, so back to global macros, where we are going to select our delete text function. Back to my user form, right click and choose view code, and now we have our second button actually do something. Okay, and we'll go ahead and let's go back to user form. So now we're in our user form, and let's go ahead and hit play. And you can see here, there's my user form. So if I hover over it, you can see it says select text, and then it says delete text. So isn't that kind of neat? So now if I make a selection here, I can't actually do that. You see that? It won't let me use CorelDRAW while my form's open. So we have to fix that. But to do that, to be able to test this, we have to come in here and we have to add a little something to it. So right here, back on, so we have our form. And what we're going to do here, let's go back up to, we'll go to this module. And we are going to, let's see, do I want to do that? Let's see here. There we go. We want to copy this macro, and because this basically is just a form, and it's telling to show it, but we need it down here. So we are going to insert a module, and so we have created this module. Let's go ahead and view the code, and we're gonna load the, we're gonna call it load my user form. And then we're going to, the form is called user1 for this example, user form 1. And we are going to do the VB Modeless. And that will allow us to load our form and then also interact with CorelDRAW. So if I hit play, there's our form, but I could still come in here and select my shapes. So if I hover over that, it is, if I go back to my form here, it's going to say select text. And so you can see I have just my text shape selected now. And then if I delete text, you can see now it's deleted all my text shapes. So see here, our form does need to be active in order for our tooltips to function. But so that's one really good way to be able to take our code and apply it to a button in our interface to be able to do the things we want to do. So I hope you found that useful and encourages you to explore what CorelDRAW macros can do for you in your workflow. Thanks for watching.